Hello and welcome to this online arbitrage deals video. So today we're going to be going through some very basic Amazon terminology. All of the terms that we're going to talk about in this video are all really important to understand, particularly if you are a new seller, as these terms will crop up all the time, and it just makes your Amazon seller journey a whole lot easier if you know what each of these terms means. Maybe if you're experienced, maybe you just need a little bit of a refresher, in which case hopefully this video helps. So let's work through them one by one. So you've got ASIN, which is Amazon Standard Identification Number. So that is a code that Amazon gives to items that are usually 10 digits. And basically this is Amazon's way of identifying a particular product. When you search up an item on Amazon, you'll notice that the ASIN does appear in the URL. And as I say, it's just Amazon's way of identifying their products. You've got SKU, that is stock keeping unit. This is a code that you will designate to your items yourself. So when you add them to your Seller Central account, you'll add a SKU, and that is to help you identify your own items. You've got FN SKU, which is fulfillment network stock keeping unit. So this is a code to connect an item with Amazon to a seller for FBA sellers, used for processing the product in the entire shipping process. So that's what FN SKU means. You've got replenishable. So this means basically items that are replenishable. So items that you will keep buying and refreshing in your account, that you'll keep selling because they keep selling out. So things like toiletries, for example, they aren't tied to a certain season. People always need toiletries, like shampoo, for example. People always keep buying shampoo, so that's something you can keep in stock and you'll be able to replenish it time and time again. So that is an example of a replenishable item. Q1, 2, 3, and 4. So these 4 quarters are how the business year is divided up. So within Q1, 2, 3, and 4, there are different events, and this can help you plan as well. So if you know what events come up in Q1, 2, 3, and 4, it helps you decide what products to buy that are relevant to that quarter, and you can prepare in advance, which is a really important thing to do, by the way. So it's really important to understand how the quarters are divided up and what events are in them. So for example, in Q4, you've got things like Christmas, Halloween, and such, and those are big events, so that you can plan the products that you want to sell at those points in the year. COGS, that stands for cost of goods. So whenever you look at an item, not only do you have the actual buy price of the item to take into account, you've got things like the Amazon fees, any shipping fees, any additional fees and so forth that you need to take into account, and all of them in total combined with the buy price makes up your total cost of goods. So everything that it costs you for that item. It's really important to understand cost of goods, because that's going to help you make an accurate analysis of an item and actually find out if the item is going to be profitable for you. In softwares like BuyWhat Pro, for example, that is a deal analyzer. If you've entered in things like your shipping fee, any prep fees, for example, it will then take it into account and work it all out for you and give you all of your costs of goods all together. So the buy box is the place on Amazon where customers go and click add to basket or buy now. And whichever seller holds the buy box at that point in time and the customer clicks add to basket or buy now will make the sale. So just a little bit more on the buy box. There's lots of factors involved in determining who wins the buy box. So Amazon do allocate this. There isn't a strict guide as to how to win the buy box. There isn't an A to Z way, but we can take some pretty good educated guesses as to what contributes to perhaps winning the buy box. So for example, having good Amazon account health, having a great competitive price, whether your FBA or FBM gets taken into account as well. For FBA sellers, they get priority almost. So because Amazon are fulfilling it for you, they know that they'll do it on time, so therefore FBA sellers are more likely to win the buy box. However, if you're FBM, once you've built up that rapport with Amazon and you prove that you're a trustworthy seller, then you are also in with a very good chance of winning the buy box as well. If you have a history of fulfilling orders well and on time, again, that's something that you don't have to worry about so much if you're FBA, because Amazon are doing that for you. And even things like positive feedback gets taken into account as well. The last one is BSR, so that stands for Best Seller Rank, and this is a way that you can judge how well an item performs on Amazon. So every item on Amazon will have a BSR rank, and basically it works like this. Let's say you have 100,000 items within a certain category. Let's say it's the toys and games category. Okay, you've got 100,000 items. The item at number 100,000 is performing the worst. It's not very popular, it's not selling very well at all. The item at number 1 is performing the best, it's the most popular. So the closer you are to 1, the better. But let's say you have an item with a BSR of say 1,250. That's not something to turn your nose up at all, because that is a lot closer to 1 in the grand scheme of things than it is to 100,000, for example. So that is still a very good item. So BSR can help you judge how well an item performs. And you will see things like this as well in various different softwares. So in things like BuyBot Pro, Online Arbitrage Deals, Profit Protector Pro. And so that's why it's important to understand these things, because then it can help you read the data that these softwares show you as well. So that way you know what items are worth getting, how well items are performing, and so forth. So here's a couple of the places in Online Arbitrage Deals where you can see things like this. So here we are in Online Arbitrage Deals, we're in the deal flow, and so when you get an item come through, as I say, you can see things like the ACE in there. You've got the ROI, so that's return on investment, which is basically how you can judge how well an item's going to work out for you. It's exactly that, it's how much is returned on your investment. You've got the BSR number here. You've got things like the BSR sales rank graph as well. Things like FBA and FBM, that's important to understand. So fulfillment by Amazon, that's FBA. That's basically where Amazon fulfill your orders for you. So you will send your items to a Amazon fulfillment center, and they will dispatch the orders from there to the customer. FBM, you'll have your own logistics in place in order to fulfill all of your orders yourself. FBM stands for fulfilled by merchants, that's fulfilled by yourself. You'll sort everything out, just you as the seller. And so there are several different points in Online Arbitrage Deals, for example, where you will see things like this crop up. And hopefully it goes a long way to helping you understand what various bits and pieces mean, not just in here, but in Amazon in general. Hopefully this video helps. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.